Hello, everyone. My name is Eddie Fisher. Welcome to episode 6. Is that how I do this? I don't know. I'm just playing games with my kids. All right, as always, I am joined by my two children. Lucas, say hi to everyone.
Hi, and by the way, not always. One episode, it was just me.
Okay, well, I'm joined by one of yous, at least, because that's the name of the game here. But I'm also joined by Elise. Say hi. Hi. There you go. You did it. So, just as a heads up at the top of the show, there may not be a podcast. We'll probably have to skip a week. The kids are out doing stuff and things, and so yeah, just know that while they're out, well, I'm not going to do it alone, right? That would be silly. But how are you guys doing? I mean, school's out, right? It's out. It's summertime.
Yesterday.
Yeah, so how you doing? Give me something here.
I'll start.
Go for it.
I'm excited but sad because I'm excited for summer. And I'm also sad because I miss my teacher and my friends.
Yeah.
I feel the exact same way.
I'm actually surprised you feel that way, Lucas, because you complained about school a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to miss, like, for you specifically?
My teacher.
You liked your teacher. Surprised by. But, like, did you have friends in your class?
Sort of.
Sort of. See, this is why I'm confused. You seem very unhappy with so much stuff. So I wasn't sure. I mean, I know you've got friends at school and people you hang out with and all that. I was actually surprised to hear you say that you were going to be bummed. Yeah. And I'm bummed that you're bummed. Go ahead, Elise.
What games are we going to talk about today?
Oh, we'll talk about a specific game that I'll bring up in just a moment. I just wanted to check in on you guys. Like, do you guys have things you want to do this summer? Elise, what is something that you want to do before the next school year?
Go to Michigan Adventure another time.
Yeah, you guys have that season pass.
I'm trying to save up to $20 for a cute stuffed animal.
That's a lot of money to save. How are you going to save up for all that money? Where do you get your income?
What's income?
Where do you get your money?
Doing chores.
Oh, you're going to start doing chores?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
For summer until we go back to Michigan's Adventure so I can buy it at the store.
What is this? Explain to me this stuffed animal that you're very excited about.
It's like a dog in a dragon costume.
I'm pretty sure it's a lion costume, but okay.
It's not.
Either way, it's a dog in a costume.
Do you think it has wings? Do you think a lion has wings?
Wait, did it have wings?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Okay, so you're gonna do chores and go to Michigan's Adventure for one thing. Nothing else you want to do this summer?
I think I have right now.
You got like $2?
No, I have more than that. I have
She's counting with her fingers.
$6. $6. Only 14 to go.
Sounds good. Lucas, what do you hope to do this summer?
I want to go mini golfing again. Just
mini golfing?
Mini golfing.
Well, I mean, I also want to go to that golf place where we golfed with Micah.
Okay. With our buddies. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll try that again. We'll see. It's tricky. I mean, because like a full golf course is not great. Well, if you're terrible at golf but still like to go like myself, I can't even hit it far enough. And for you guys, I mean, it's nice that you get to just drop and play in a course and whatnot. But yeah, that was nice. Thank you, Elise, for doing that. So there's only one game I want to talk about.
What?
And so I've mentioned it on this podcast. We talked about it last week that I figured maybe in the world, so like you guys, I think you are better at a 3D platformer, and I mentioned this before, or like a 3D adventure game, more than you ever would a side-scrolling one. So, like, Elise, you played Super Lucky's Tale
Yeah.
or Astrobot.
And Mario Odyssey, which I can't get past the Lost Wood level.
Right, but I watch you do that and Tinykin and stuff. And Lucas,
Tinykin, I am not happy with.
oh, we'll play that. I mean, once you guys are kind of
How about maybe tomorrow morning?
No, I don't think we'll have time, but we will have time to play it later. So don't worry about it. We'll get back to that one. But you've played all those types of things, Lucas. You're playing a lot of complex things with NHL and FIFA, and you've also done all of those 3D games before. You've swung around in Spider-Man.
Wait, how do you know?
How do I know that you've played those games?
Well, I mean, I
I've played the
haven't really
Spider-Man
played
game.
Spider-Man recently.
No, but I was with you when we played it originally. I'm the one who showed it to you.
I've played it
Man, that was
before.
a
I
long
love
time
just
ago.
going around swinging webs.
That's the best part. What I'm saying is, I felt like you guys do really well with those, but like Mario 3 versus Mario Odyssey, you guys would be terrible at that.
Yeah, I kind of stink at Mario 3.
Right. And there's these, I don't know what it is, but it's just like,
Mario Odyssey looks
I actually
easy.
think I know what it is. I think it's because you don't know how to hold a run button and jump at the same time.
Okay,
Yeah.
enough.
Enough what?
I don't know how to do that.
That's the truth, right? That's not necessarily
I
a
know
negative.
how to do it. I just don't like doing it.
Wow, that's silly. But like even in 3D world, that is a tricky thing for you guys. But what I'm saying is you're used to analog sticks, not D-pads. You're used to, I say shoot the paint when I'm trying to tell you what button to press because you're so used to Splatoon, right? So I don't say hit the right trigger. I try to say that so you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
But
I already know what right and left is.
I know, but do you know what RB is and LB? As opposed to RT and LT? Bumpers and triggers, you know the difference?
Nope.
R1, R2,
No idea.
ZL. Right, but that's what I mean. Like
Okay,
ZR,
what does
ZL.
ZL mean?
It's I don't know why they call it a Z, but they have left and Z left. Should be like T left. I don't know. But it's left shoulder, left trigger.
Left shoulder,
So-
left trigger.
But anyway, all that to say, so we talked about it last time. What if we started you on a 3D Zelda game instead of a 2D Zelda game? Maybe that would make more sense in your brain for how things work. So, Lucas, I want you to start and tell me. I know we talked about Ocarina of Time, whatever the time,
Ocarina.
and we started with Wind Waker instead because in my mind, Wind Waker was an easier game. It's a little bit more like, hey, go do this. And tell me about your experience with Wind Waker so far.
Man, I've got put in jail at the Forsaken Fortress so many times.
Yeah, I know.
Well, like, what's going on in the Forsaken Fortress?
Well, I'm trying to save my sister, Ariel. I almost said Ariel for some reason.
Because the mermaid. That's okay. Keep going.
I played one today.
I know. We'll get to that.
There's just light that's stuck on this one spot, and I can't sidle past it, otherwise I'm gonna get caught.
Tell the folks what you're doing though. Like what is it what does this light mean? Why does it matter?
Well,
because
this light means like if it shines on you, you get thrown in jail again.
All right, let me help you out. You're trying to sneak through a fortress. That's what I was trying to tell.
Okay.
So you're trying to sneak through this fortress. Continue.
And it's really big,
Okay.
and I've got lost many times.
Yeah.
What else can you tell me about this game?
It's pretty fun so far.
Are you actually enjoying it?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're in the light, but you have a barrel over you, or like a barrel that covers your whole body,
And this is like a searchlight.
yeah, just don't move in the searchlight, otherwise they'll find you.
And you can't sidle with a barrel on.
Well, no, of course. You guys know what sidling means, right? It's like when he's up against the wall and he's going across the super narrow. Yeah. So, like, of course he can't do that with a barrel. A barrel is super wide. Yeah, goofs. You know what's funny? Wind Waker, when that game got first shown off, there's a couple reasons why, but I won't get into it. When that game first got shown off, people were so mad at how it looked because it's so cartoony.
Oh my.
Well, you got to think Zelda before Wind Waker. I'm going to put this in big air quotes because I don't agree with it, but it looked all serious. It was more realistic looking or whatever. So people had this weird expectation because of a video that Nintendo put out in 2000 that, you know, Link was going to keep getting more mature, more realistic, like Twilight Princess. So people were really, really unhappy with how Wind Waker looked, but man, I think it looks really cool. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it looks cool too.
Yeah.
I think Toon Link was a really cool character. Like I feel like they should have made him sooner or something.
What do you mean made him sooner?
Like made Toon Link sooner, like the game a little sooner, but like I don't think the animations were yet formed or something.
You're kind of right. I mean, one of the reasons that Miyamoto, the creator of Zelda, wanted to go with that style is because they found ways to make him more expressive in everything that he's doing. And it shows off really well. And you're right, they couldn't do that on Super Nintendo necessarily.
Well,
And the
Daddy,
64 didn't quite have that.
think of like Toy Story. I know I mentioned this in like the first episode, but
Choister?
like Toy Story.
Oh, Toy Story.
But like, when was Toy Story made?
A long time ago. I don't know.
1920 something.
Probably not 1920. No, it's not that. It's
Yeah.
not that old.
1984.
We're in the 90s, Lucas. Is in the 90s.
Still a long time ago.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the other game now?
We're going to get there. What are you saying about Toy Story?
Oh, that was it. Just like,
Remember Toy Story? That's all you wanted to say? Remember that movie?
hey everybody, let's go watch Toy Story the series.
Are you trying to tell me,
Whatever.
are you trying to say that like the old Toy Story versus the new Toy Story, they're got better at animating or something? I'm not sure why you brought it up, is
Well,
why
it's
I'm
sort of
asking.
kind of like a timeline because like Link started out as this really tiny kid in the first one. The pixelated one,
Uh-huh.
the one where everything shoots you, like
Sure.
like crazy. But like, it started out as that, and Toy Story wasn't all. The first Toy Story was still working on its animations because it was like the first animation.
So you're
Film
thinking Toy
ever.
Story helped Zelda get better?
No, because I'm just thinking of Toy Story and Zelda, or the Legend of Zelda, Link, whatever you want to call it. It's just like Link started out as a kid, then he grew up, and it's like sort of like Toy Story as well, because Toy Story started out with kind of not so good animations, then it became better animations,
Yeah.
if you get what I mean.
I do get what you mean. You know, it's funny. Ocarina of Time came out 3 years after Toy Story.
Really?
Isn't that wild? Yeah.
Is that what you were searching?
I was searching that because I want to transition to that game. So I don't know if you guys caught on that I did this. Probably did. But so I wanted to see how Lucas would do with a 3D Zelda game. One, and those older games, unlike Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, are way more directed. You have to go do this thing, and we're going to push you to go do that thing. So I also was like, well, there's some struggle here. I'm going to get to the first dungeon in Ocarina of Time, and I'm going to see how Elise does. And Elise, tell me about playing through the Great Deku Tree.
Well, at first it was super hard to understand everything.
Okay.
And, well, it basically, well, basically I'm trying to save Link's sister.
You have no idea what the story is in that game, so don't worry about it. All you know is that you went into this tree dungeon. He doesn't have a sister in this game at all.
At least you beat the queen.
Tell me about what you did. Like, you started the dungeon.
I had to, and by the way, Link just jumps for you when you need to jump.
That's right. As long as you're walking towards an edge, he will jump automatically. That was a big deal back then.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but tell me about it, Elise. You just played it today.
Well, after that, there's like a plant that has red eyes that are long, and it says to like go in order for fighting 3 other one of those guys.
Oh, you're talking about the
2,
bushes at like the
3,
end of
1.
the dungeon. Yeah. Little bush guys. But like, tell me about some of the puzzles. Like, what are the things that you did? You want me to help you out? She was just staring off into space. Remember there was the big spider web in the middle of the room?
Oh yeah, you have to burn the spider webs.
Oh, that's true on
That's
some
a
of them. But
puzzle.
what'd you have to do for the first one?
For the first one, where was that first one again?
Right when you walked into the first room, there was a big giant spider web
Oh yeah,
covering
you
a
had
hole.
to like go in different rooms, and then go on a high place and jump on the spider web, and then
Yeah.
it will break, and then you'll go in water, and then there's another one I think that you have to do that for.
Yeah. So
I know it wasn't that deep.
So I kind of wanted to talk about that part because I think, Elise, you had like ideas brewing in your head about what you needed to do. You needed to, you're like, well, I know that I could jump off this and land on this thing, and it looks like I should probably go through it, but it's not working. And you tried that a few times,
To see if I could land in the middle and
Yeah.
it would work.
but you had an idea, and I thought that was like, okay, that's cool. She's
And I
thinking.
looked around and saw a door over there.
Yeah.
So I decided to go in it. But then I had to battle a little bush guy.
Yeah. But what I liked about your first part in that your part in that first area was that you were thinking about I got to do something about this, and you had it, but you were taking a little bit to maybe figure it out. But once you kind of understood, you're like, okay, well, maybe I got to go check something else out, and then you got the slingshot.
Which helped a lot.
Yeah, it took you a little bit to maybe understand that you needed to shoot the ladder down.
Yeah, but then I thought, like, what should I do? Maybe my slingshot will do something around here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a ladder up there.
Mm-hmm.
I know that all along. I'll just shoot it down. It's connected to a huge spider web across the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I feel like.
Yep. So
Because it's like, oh, I see this ladder. Oh, wait, I have a slingshot. Kabling!
see, up to this point in this part of the dungeon, I thought it was really interesting because I could see ideas formulating in Elise's time playing it. And it wasn't quite coming together, but it eventually did. And like the moment you got up top, you knew you had to jump down and just rip through that thing. Like you just knew it because you were already trying that idea from earlier. And that's what the game's trying to teach you. It gives you that little spot that you can jump on the web so
It's
that
trying
you
to
see.
trick you, I think.
No, it's not trying to trick you. It's trying to train you. So what it's doing is it's telling you to jump off that ledge, and so ooh, that goes down a little bit. If I was higher, I think I could rip through this thing. That's what that's trying to teach you. And then when you get really high, you're like, that's what I got to do, and that clicked instantly for you, I think.
Click.
Yeah.
Bam,
But
there goes the
it's
spider.
funny because through that same exact part, I think Lucas just went. And it was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go. Oh, I got to go in this other door. Oh, what's in this other door? Oh, I got a slingshot. Oh, well, I got to get that ladder down. Got the ladder down. And then one part
took me
not
20
used to
minutes.
Tripped you up so bad, and
What was
I
it?
am so baffled at why this was taking you so
I know.
long.
It took me
What
like
was it?
for me it felt like it was like 40 hours.
It was like 10 minutes at least, or
What
more.
was it? What was the problem?
It was, you remember when you hit the platform and three things, or
Yeah.
you hit the button, three platforms come up, you get across and you get the compass. And the door's locked. And the only thing in the room is a torch that's lit, a torch that's not lit.
A big spider?
There was a big spider in that room, yep. But you didn't have to go over
Crapping
there.
you.
But like, Lucas couldn't figure out, well, I don't get it. The door's locked. So he'd hit the door 100 times with the sword. Well, I don't get it. This isn't doing anything. So he just hit something else with the sword for a long time. He'd keep breaking his sticks like crazy. And for some reason, he just couldn't think. And I would give him clues like, how would you light a candle? Or
with a
well,
match.
what do you have in your inventory?
Seeds.
And
That's it.
all of these clues, I just kept trying not to give, because I would nudge you a little bit, Elise, and be like, well, okay, maybe that's not working. Maybe try something else. But
Yeah.
I would try really hard not to give you guys anything, just to see how your brains work.
My brains work fine, thank you.
Your brains do work fine. But it's interesting to me as your parent, like how different your minds think when you're trying to solve a problem.
I solved
And Lucas,
that little part of the cave where Lucas like took 10 minutes.
yeah, you solved it
Very
almost right
easy.
away. Yeah,
Wait, really?
almost right
Because
away,
I
Lucas.
pressed
Right when I
down
lit
the
that
very-
stick, I'm like, I am so stupid.
Lucas just kept thinking, well, I got to put sticks in it. I'm like, well, what's that going to do? If you put sticks in it, then what happens? So I don't know. I'm like, okay, so maybe that's not the solution. And it's just like, at one point, I'm getting frustrated because I'm just like, how are you not getting this?
Yeah, I remember you leaving the room.
I asked, well, I had to go do the dishes too. But I
That makes
asked,
sense.
or I was making macaroni at that point. But
Oh,
Yeah.
I asked him, I was like, okay, bud, what do you put in a bonfire to get it started? And you said sticks. And I said, great, what's in your inventory?
Seeds.
Yeah. It was so hard to get you to understand this.
But you said in my inventory, I'm like, there's
You
seeds.
actively had sticks in your hands.
Yeah, but you said in my inventory.
They're also in your inventory.
No, what? Oh my gosh. You're confusing me so much.
I just want to point out that your 7-year-old sister over here is shrugging and laughing because she's like, I don't understand how he doesn't get it either.
I know. I don't understand how I didn't even get it.
Now, I'm going to also point out that Elise, you got all the way to the boss. And the only part that you really got hung up on was the 3, 2, 1. And I think truly,
Two,
I'm going to give
3,
you,
1.
what did I say? 3, 2, 1? Yeah, 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. I truly think that the only reason you didn't have that part correct is because you heard the solution to the riddle, and then we left to go do something else for a couple hours, and then you came back and you didn't remember it. So I tried to tell you, like, now remember that guy said 2, 3, 1. 23
like,
is number 1.
Oh, so it must be 2, then 3, and then the 1.
Yeah, it took you a couple tries. That was the part I was getting frustrated with.
It took me like 15.
It did not take you 15 tries. What took you forever was you just kept turning around and jumping in the water for no reason.
Hey,
What?
I tried it. I was like going in the water. It's a pool. It's nature's pool.
My
Yeah.
sister sometimes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay.
That was all I was going to say.
My
But
brothers.
Elise did not die until she got to the boss, and the boss beat her because she just
That
couldn't.
boss is so bad
It's so easy.
and dumb.
It's also a really cool boss. But
Really?
what you forgot is, and I kept trying to tell you over and over again, hold the L button so to lock onto the enemy. Elise, you were really good at knowing how to use Navi the fairy. Could you explain that to everyone?
Yes. Well, Navi the fairy, if it has like a fairy button on the bottom of your screen, you hold it down with one of your fingers, and the fairy will give you a hint.
What kind of hints would she give you?
She would give you, she'd give you like tips. She'd say, this guy is that. It's weak to that.
Like with the big scutula, the spider, the skull spider, what did she say? She would say...
She said it's weak on its belly.
That's right.
Because it's
and then,
soft.
do you remember what she said about Queen Goma? Her eye is weak when it's red.
When it's red.
Right.
It's weak when it's red.
So you were really good at picking up on that, and also, like, because she'll do it for situations too. Like if you're like, I don't understand. Like Lucas, you remember what the fairy told you about that torch?
This looks like it hasn't been lit for a while.
No, that's not what she said. She said, this looks like it was recently lit. So that was her saying, it must have been lit. And then we walked into the door and it went out, and that's what locked the door. That's what she's telling you. Does that make sense now?
Who's this queen character?
He's the boss of the dungeon.
Let me tell you a little about the queen.
Tell us all about it. And get closer to your microphone, please.
The queen is super strange.
Why?
It like has like, it looks like a trunk, but it's probably not. It like shoots out other bad guys 3 at a time.
Yeah. It shoots out babies. That's what it is. Little baby Goma.
Gee!
Yeah.
Okay, is this an actual human or is it like
No, it's a monster.
I just killed the babies.
Yeah. It's pretty sad when you think about
Yay!
it. So, Lucas, now you've played 2 different 3D Zeldas. I let you play a dungeon of one, and you're kind of just finding your way through Wind Waker at the moment. What are your thoughts on these Zelda games?
I like him.
Okay. You don't feel frustrated by them?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of frustrated on, I'm actually thinking about Wind Waker right now. If Link could move, wait, Daddy, can Link move when he's holding on to something?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the vines.
No, in Wind Waker, at least.
Yeah.
I just figured it out.
What did you figure out? You can explain to me. I played through that game multiple times.
I'm gonna make sure that he falls, but he like catches himself, and then I'm gonna move him that way, so I can get across the place where I have to sidle.
Lucas, I don't think that's gonna work. It has like a bottom side too.
Yeah. I mean, you know how you get across the part that you need to sidle on?
Yeah.
You sidle.
So I can't do that.
I don't know what you're trying to say. You asked me if Link can move if he's holding something, which he can do, but you can't hold something while sidling, if that's what you're asking me. Because again, you run into the problem of that is way too wide for the tiny little platform that you're trying to scoot across.
No, like, Daddy, imagine this is the thing. Well,
Okay.
Link would just climb the edge without having to use anything except
Yeah,
just
I know.
his grip.
He'd like hold on to like the corner edges and
Yeah, like
go
this,
across.
Daddy.
But Lucas, I think it actually has like a bottom part with the light too. So I don't think it's gonna work.
I guess I'll have to see it. Well,
You're
I'll tell you
going to
this,
have
guys.
to.
I'll tell you this, kids. I have also gotten to the first dungeon in A Link to the Past, one of the best Zeldas and one of the best games ever made. And that's top down. So old school Zelda, like Link's Awakening that you played. So maybe test number 2 is how do you do in old school Zelda dungeons? Because I actually think the Super
I would
Nintendo
actually
one
like
might,
that.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I want to see Mommy play through that first dungeon in Ocarina of Time because I think she's done it, but I would love to
boy.
see because Mommy's brain is very similar to yours, Lucas, and I don't think she's gonna get tripped up on little things like that.
Man, I hope not.
But I'd like to
I
see.
kind of hope so as well.
I'd like to witness it and see how it goes.
Yeah.
This was a fun experiment for me because, like I said, I love seeing how your guys' brains work, how your problem solving works. And Lucas, you have such a. I think your strength is that you're very intellectually smart, and Elise, you're such a creative goofball, and I think that helps you solve those things a little bit better. But Lucas is better at sussing out. For the most part, that one room is inexcusable.
Yeah.
But like Lucas is better
I
at
will always
moving
remember
on
that.
and doing something
So dumb.
and kind of trucking along. But you have a creative brain that helps you maybe think about puzzles a little better.
Who, Elise or me?
Elise, yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting.
The puzzles.
I think if you guys worked together to play through a game like that, you'd probably do pretty all right. But yeah,
I don't
we'll see.
think that's gonna happen.
We'll see. But that's gonna do it for today. I thought it was a really fun one to talk about. And I'm sure when you guys get back, I actually have. I'll have at least one thing for you to play, Lucas, that you'll enjoy and you'll want to talk about.
What is it called?
Guarantee. I won't tell you. It's a nice surprise for next time.
Are we gonna
And
play it
Elise,
some-
we
oh,
will by next time. My hope is to help you with Tinykin. So
Please do.
You know,
I'm
I
stuck
f-
on
I
that
feel
toilet
like
bathroom.
I know.
I feel
That
like
toilet
Game Pass is over though.
Don't worry about that. So, yeah, but that'll do it for today. We're always thankful that you guys just kind of listen in and check it out. Elise, you asked me, I think it was you, Elise, how long will we do this? And
Yeah, it was me.
my answer is going to be, I hope that I get to
Forever.
do this with you
Forever.
for as long as you'll let me. If we're adults, if you guys are adults and we're still doing this, I would be a really happy guy.
I know, I would too.
But it's up to you. If you guys don't want to ever do it, that's fine.
No,
But
I love
will,
doing this.
I will always want to do it with you guys.
I love doing this.
It's a lot of fun. And when you're older, we can all talk about all the stuff.
All the stuff
All
we
of it.
play with the kids.
For anybody,
Yeah.
for any kids listening, happy summer vacation.
Happy summer vacation. And if you're a dad who's listening, I hope
Happy Father's Day.
I hope you had a great Father's Day. And if you're a mom that's listening, thank you.
And a happy Mother's Day, even though it's pretty late for
Well,
that.
it's pretty late for that, yeah. But that's
Like a month
Give us
late.
5 stars.
that's right. You can subscribe to the podcast. That's the
5
easiest
million.
way to check out, right? So
Smash the like button.
there's not that.
Well, I thought there was.
No. So
Hey, aren't we YouTubers?
we're
No.
not.
No,
we're
we aren't.
kind of not. I put the podcast on YouTube with a couple small clips. So if you'd rather have it on there, and when we talk about, if we talk about Tinykin, there's usually a trailer or something playing for Tinykin, so you can see what it is.
Yeah, there's also a little trailer of the Mario movie on one of them.
Yeah. So
Don't.
guys, let me finish, okay? These are on the Apple Podcast. You can subscribe on there. It's through Anchor, which means it's on Spotify. I will try my best this week to make time, because I'll have time, to put the podcast on the Google one as well. So it's on your main ones. And we'll have it available to you. So just subscribe so you don't miss a cool episode.
Yeah, they're so cool.
Cool. Indeed.
Super cool.
Okay, that
cool.
isn't that like the second episode she's done. So like that.
It doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't keep
That's
track
the
of stuff
second
like
time
that.
I've done.
So
It doesn't matter.
And don't give us 5 stars. Give us 5,000.
no,
Yeah, that's a joke that's
No.
never gotten old, Lucas.
it's
ever.
5
Doesn't matter.
stars.
Give us the
5
most amount of
stars.
stars. Give us the amount of stars you think we deserve, but I hope we deserve them all. But that's gonna do
Don't
it.
give
That's
us
gonna
0.
do it. That's gonna do it for this week's show. We're thankful that you're tuning in. We're so happy you checked it out. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
See you in the next episode.